Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about all the things I won't purchase in 2025 Home Edition. I've done a similar video last year and a lot of people really liked it, so I thought I'm going to bring it back into this year as well. You could also call it an anti-haul or a de-influencing video. There are so many trends and things out there that influencers or people on social media want you to buy or tell you to buy, and I'm going to talk about all the things I won't buy. So let's get right into it and talk about point number one, which is ice cube trays. Don't get me wrong, I'm not disagreeing with having ice cube trays, and I don't think there's anything wrong with having like 2 or 3 different sizes, but there's this weird trend going on social media where people have like 20 different ice cube trays.
That girl will always have her gourmet ice stocked and ready for her guests. And today, I am going to show you the must-have essentials you need to make a gourmet ice drawer.
And then they do like a monthly refill showing you how to get all of the ice cube trays out and filling them up with different fruit or flavors and make it like a whole thing of refilling or restacking on ice cubes. And I just don't get it. I just don't see why a person or a small household needs 20 different ice cube trays in all shapes, forms, sizes, flavors. I just really don't think this is necessary. Not only are some of those ice cube trays in those like fun shapes actually quite expensive for what they are, I also just don't have the freezer space, and I don't want to give up my freezer space for ice, and I just also don't want to support this gross overconsumption of needing to have 20 variations of everything just to follow a trend. I'm perfectly fine with a simple ice cube, or maybe, as I said, have like 1 or 2 variations if you're really into cocktail making or you have kids at home. But I think everyone will be perfectly fine if they have just normal ice cubes at home. That is definitely something I won't purchase in 2025, even though it is a massive trend online. I just don't see the point, and I don't think it's necessary. Similar to the ice cube trays, another huge trend on social media are those acrylic or plastic containers for your kitchen and to organize your pantry. So don't get me wrong, I'm not disagreeing with the whole concept of the acrylic or plastic containers, or I know some people also use glass containers. I do have plastic containers myself and I really love them. I use them for my muesli or my different flowers that I have to make sure there's no bugs getting inside, but I just don't get the fascination of having to put everything into plastic containers. I think social media is a great place to get some inspiration or to share some good ideas, but I feel like some of these trends just get a little bit out of control, and I feel like this acrylic container trend is definitely one of them. I saw some TikToks where people try to convince you that you need to buy some plastic containers to refill your milk or your juices in the fridge, and I'm like, who needs this? Number one, it is a useless overconsumption of plastic that no one needs. Also, no one's gonna look inside your fridge to check how you organize your different juices. Just put in the juice pack when you buy it. And obviously my biggest drawback of all of these containers is that you can't see the expiry dates anymore. If you want to check the ingredients list, you can't anymore because you obviously threw away the packaging. You also constantly need to relabel things. I'm just thinking, who is the time for all of this? I don't want to refill perfectly good things from a perfectly good packaging into a plastic packaging when it just isn't necessary. Another point is, if you want to buy organizers, no matter if they're acrylic or glass, if you want to buy high quality products, organizers are really expensive. The organizers I have, they're probably like somewhere between 5 to 10 euros a piece, depending on the size. Imagine you have to kit out your whole kitchen with them. That is really, really expensive. So I'm just calling it here. I'm not going to buy any plastic containers for 2025 if it's not actually necessary, and you really don't have to either. Your kitchen doesn't have to look like you are a shop that sells plastic containers. Next up on my list are wireless battery wall lights, and as much as it actually pains me to put these on my list because I do really like the look of them, I won't purchase them in 2025. I was so close to ordering them myself, but the reason I didn't order them was for practicality reasons. So if you don't know these lights, those are super popular wall lamps that you can attach to the wall without wiring. So they're self-adhesive, you just stick them to the wall, and then at the end of your tenancy, for example, you can just easily remove them. And they use rechargeable bulbs in the lamp, so you don't need the wiring. You just recharge the bulb and then you have a little remote to turn them on and off. So the whole idea and the concept of them is actually really cool, and I did already have them in my Amazon basket because I wanted to buy them, but then I decided against it for practicality reasons. The issue I see with these lamps is when you charge them, you can only turn them on for about 8 to 20 hours before you have to recharge them, which might sound quite a lot at the start, but when you think about it, I would like to use my light every single night. I wanted to put it in the living room, and 8 to 20 hours I probably use up in maybe 3 maybe 4 or 5 days. And realistically, I'm probably gonna do this maybe a couple of times, and then I'm gonna get annoyed that I have to climb up and try to get those light bulbs out and recharge them, and I know myself that I will stop using them. Again, they look probably really pretty as a kind of like a decor piece, but the average set of lamps that I found was around 70 euros. And I just don't think it's worth the money, to be honest. Next up on my list is an assortment of pillows, and that can be true for both the living room and the bedroom. I get that it looks really, really pretty to have multiple pillows or cushions on your bed, but for me, for the day-to-day life, it's just not realistic to have 15 pillows on my bed. Not only does it take so much time to take them off every evening when you want to go to bed and you have all the pillows lying around you on the floor, but then you also have to put them back on in the morning. I honestly just prefer a more simple look where you just have your main pillows that you sleep on and maybe one center pillow or maybe 2 pillows on either side, but I think that's more than enough. I just don't want my bedroom to look like a hotel, and I don't want to spend forever to get in and out of bed. So that is definitely one of the things I won't buy in 2025. Another thing on my list that I won't purchase in 2025 is fabric softener. So I grew up using fabric softener with every single wash we did, and I always thought that fabric softener is just necessary to do your washing. But when I started to do my own laundry and had to be a little bit more conscious with money, I stopped using fabric softener and realized that my washing feels exactly the same with and without fabric softener. I know that some people also use fabric softener for the scent, but personally I actually don't really like having scented washing. I found that my skin can be irritated quite quickly if I use heavily scented products, so I try to always reach for more natural and unscented products and then rather use a nice perfume at the end. So that is definitely something I'm gonna stick to in 2025 as well. And if you haven't tried washing without fabric softeners yet, give it a try and let me know what you think, if you can feel any difference in your washing. And the last point on my list, sticking with scents, is scented candles. And this might be a controversial one because I know people love the scented candles, especially around seasonal festive times like Christmas at the moment, where you can buy all of the scented candles you can imagine in the stores. And trust me, I do really like the idea of scented candles as well, and it actually pains me a little bit that I have to put this on my list. But my issue is just that I get the worst headaches from scented candles. I honestly just don't understand how people can have all of these scented candles around the house, burning them all at the same time and not get a headache. The other day I actually thought I'm gonna give it another try. I bought a new candle. I really like the scent of this candle. It's not super strong, but as soon as I burned it, 10 minutes later, I was lying on the couch with a migraine. And for anyone else out there that has the same issue as I do, I did actually find that diffusers, oil diffusers, are no problem at all. So for example, here in the back, you can see this little orange diffuser here. I've put this one on about an hour ago with some sweet orange oil, and I have no headache so far, even though I can smell the orange. So I definitely think there's something in the candles or the scent of the candles that just doesn't agree with me. So 2025, no more scented candles for my home. So those are all the things I had on my list that I don't want to purchase for my home next year. Definitely let me know if you have anything that you won't buy in 2025. I would love to read about them. I think it's so important nowadays with all of these social media trends out there where people try to convince you to buy stuff, to take a step back and be very conscious of the things you do want to buy and also be aware of the things you don't need and you don't want to buy. But yeah, otherwise I hope you have a really good day and enjoy the festive season. I'm not sure if you noticed, I put on a festive outfit for this video today. I got my red t-shirt, I got some star earrings and little stars in my hair as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in my next video. Bye!